What's up, everybody? Alright, so this is just a continuation from the other video I made about the RX-8 update. So we're just going to jump into today's video. Hopefully that explained a few things to those that were wondering what was going on with the RX-8. Things are happening, just it is going to be a slow project. I have so much on my plate, and I have priority number one, the S13. Which brings us to today's video. So even though I had a rough week and the Scion broke and the truck broke, but we fixed that. The Civic's still broken. Whatever, we'll deal with that when I get time. We are going to do some stuff on the S13 today. So hopefully things go as planned and we can knock out a few things I need to do today. So, returning back to the subframe, here's the subframe and everything like that. Just to give you a little update. Here's our knuckles we painted yesterday. Looking good. Cleaned them all up. Sprayed on some paint. They're good. So now we have to move to part number 2 of the equation, which is the control arms. So these control arms are, you know, they're been on the car for a little while, but they were new when I built the car, and they're really still tight and in good shape. So we're going to reuse them. So we're going to chop those. Shout out to Villains Drift. We got some spacers, some extension brackets, whatever you want to call them, for the control arms. Went with the 40 mils. We're going to be welding onto the control arms to extend them. But first, we have to clean this subframe up and get everything off of it, because we're also going to be relocating the rack. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to push these mounts up an inch. Pretty common. So what we need to do today is we're going to strip all this power steering stuff I left on. We're going to strip all of it off. We're going to get the control arms off, and we're going to clean everything up, and then we're going to go to cutting, chopping, welding, modifying, doing all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Shout out AutoZone for the sick power steering cooler. It actually does really well and was only like 20 bucks. So yeah. Alright guys, so we got the subframe and everything disassembled, which is good. So now I'm going to rip out the power washer and everything, and we're going to try to clean it up because it is still covered in grease and power steering fluid and everything. And if we're going to do any welding or any painting to clean it up a little bit, we're going to have to basically, you know, clean her up. So I'm going to get that all set up and everything, get her all cleaned off, and once I get it cleaned up and ready to modify, I will bring you guys back, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let me get some stuff done. Alright guys, so we got the subframe and the control arms all cleaned up. I will notice, I'm not exactly sure what happened here. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't think it'll cause me any issues, but I also noticed that when I went off track last year, I might have accidentally hit this or something on something. It's kind of bent in, but it doesn't look like the subframe itself is bent or anything, so we're gonna make it work. I'm not too worried about it, but this subframe's kind of shitty, kind of rusty, but it is what it is. Here's the control arms. Here's one and here's the other, all cleaned up, still in pretty good shape. Ball joints feel pretty good, don't feel too loose or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to get a grease gun so I can grease them up, but step one's going to be removing these bump stops. So I'm going to get these in the vise, I'm going to get a grinder, and I'm going to remove these bump stops and everything like that. So yeah, let me get that taken care of, and then we'll move on to the fun stuff. Alright guys, so we got all the bump stops removed and everything from both the control arms and everything, so now we need to cut them. I will say, I probably would recommend buying the jig from Villains. Now that I did this, I probably would have redid it if possible. But I'm going to show you a little trick that may work, may not. I don't know. Never done this before, but stand by 1 second. Alright, so basically what I did is I put something to hold the rear equal to each other, and then I push them until they are touching in the front. And then I took my square and I set it so that it was resting against the sway bar end links, and then I drew a line across from that. Now, is this the best way to do it? Probably not. Is it going to work? I think so. This is my first time doing it. To be honest, these control arms aren't really expensive. I think I paid like 40 bucks off Rock Auto like 5 years ago for these. So if I need to, I'll just buy some new ones and buy the jig. But it's all about experimenting. That's how you get better. That's how you learn how to do new things, is by just trying it out. So we're going to try that. We're going to see how it works, and we're going to send it. So I'm going to set these up on the bandsaw, try to figure out a way to use the bandsaw, get a nice clean cut, and then we'll go from there. So I'll bring it back once I figure out how I'm going to cut these and everything like that. Alright guys, so we got the first control arm cut. Just to show you the difference in the length, we are increasing by 40 millimeters. So there you can clearly see pretty much that it's going to sit something like that. And yeah, so 40 millimeters, you know, 25.4 millimeters is 1 inch. So 40 millimeters is, you know, probably about 1.5 inches or whatever. A lot of people say 2 inches. These were pre-made. These are really nice, really convenient, already bent up, beveled, everything you need to cut, to just weld these in. They offer 25 and 40. 40 will be plenty. So that's why I went this route. It saves me the time of having to deal with making these. I could just buy these. They're inexpensive. They're like 25 bucks. Shout out Billings Drift. You know, once again, like I always say, if you want to hook a brother up, sponsor me on some parts, you know, hey, let me know. We got some of your stuff. We're going to be running your control arm extensions. We got your whole dual caliper Hydro E setup. I mean, well, minus the handbrake. I didn't buy a handbrake. Sorry, man. I just like the sticky one better. It was cooler looking. Either way, we're running the Villains Drift dual caliper setup. So those are some other parts I have boxed up. But yeah. So now I'm going to cut the other one, and then we're going to get to laying some and laying some welds. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so here's everything cut. This one I cut just a hair closer, still pretty straight. Due to the placement on the bandsaw, it was really hard to mount, but I made it work. I don't see how it's going to affect anything badly. So the next step is that you make it look like this. I grinded down the paint. I put a small little bevel on there just so I can make like a little V channel. If you can see, there's a little V channel there for when I go to weld it. So I'm going to do it to this one, and this one, get them all cleaned up, and then we'll get to welding. Alright guys, so we got everything cleaned up and everything, and now we're going to basically attach this to the control arm. So I'm not exactly sure the best way. I'm going to try to use a magnet to hold it, and then we'll just go from there, and everything. I'm sure we'll have to play with it a little bit, but if the magnet will hold it for the most part, we'll probably be in pretty good shape. So that'll probably work. I'm just going to tack it first, and then we'll weld her up. A little sloppy, not too bad. Could have been better. Had a glob there, not too happy with that. Gonna lay a couple in the inside just to make sure. Alright, now that we have some booger welds on that, we're gonna get the ball joint piece and weld it on there. here's one. It's the first one. It's not very pretty, but I have no fear. I know she'll be strong and everything like that. Some of the welds are not too bad, but it was kind of funny getting the gun set right. I think the next one will come out better, so I'm gonna get to welding the next one. Alright guys, so here they are, all extended, and as you can see, the second one came out way better than the first one. I had some gun welder setting issues on this one. I actually ground down and re-welded this a little better. It's gonna hold, it's fine, it just looks like shit. This one I got a much better weld, and I'm much happier with this than this. But I don't think there's a structural issue. I'm pretty sure that this will be just as strong as this one. This one just looks nicer, but I'm happy to have them done and extended. I definitely learned some stuff. I'm definitely excited that I decided to tackle this on my own and everything like that instead of having someone else do it, because it's just more practice for me and expanding my capabilities and just getting the practice that I need. I would like more of my stuff to come out like this. But my camera's about to die. I'm gonna get to work on the subframe hopefully, so I can get that started and get that modified as well. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Alright guys, so here we are trying to finish this up. I'm losing daylight. The temperature's going down, but I pretty much coated some primer over the welds and everything like that. And I also got the sway bar over here, wire brushed up the rust and primered it. We're gonna lay some of this VHT epoxy paint on all this. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. We're just gonna shake this up and then spray it. All right guys, so I will say today was a success. We didn't quite get everything we wanted to do. I really wanted to get that subframe modified, but you know, believe it or not, the control arms took a little longer than expected. It was my first time. I had a lot of obstacle to overcome, you know, trying to figure out how to cut them and stuff like that. I mean, I could have sawzalled them and everything like that, but I wanted to use the bandsaw, get a cleaner cut, make it easier for welding. I'm really glad I did. It was very tricky, but I figured it out. And then, of course, I had some issues getting the MIG settings right. I think I need to replace the grounding clamp. It's pretty shitty, and I think I was having a little bit of grounding issue and then wire speed issues, but I figured it out on the second one, which came out so much nicer. And I would just say, here's the sway bar, all repainted, looking a lot better. I mean, it is just a stock sway bar, but it looks better. And then here's the control arms all finished and everything. The paint kind of hides the boogers, so like this was the first one. I actually ground down and re-welded some of this and everything like that. But the second one came out way nicer, way cleaner. I kind of figured out the gun settings and got it looking a lot better. I'm not really too worried about the way it looks as long as it holds. So we're just gonna send it. I'm very happy with the way these turned out. They look a million times better, even if they are just factory control arms. But that's part 2 of the angle. So we got the knuckles here, we got our extended control arms, and then I already have S14 outers, so I'm just gonna need Maxima inners or something like that. I'll figure it out when I go to put the rack and everything back in and everything like that. But either way, today was, I'm happy to at least be getting some stuff done on the S13. So much to do. Anybody free to help? You want to come over, help, you know, help the ClutchKickerNation get their cars done, you know? Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm signing off. It's getting late. I want to go relax, watch a movie, do something, you know, lazy instead of working, because it's been a busy weekend fixing the sign, fixing the truck, and then doing this. Hopefully you enjoy the videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to cop a sticker, ClutchKickerNation.bigcartel.com. got the slap just chilling, waiting for you to pick one up and throw a few bones my way to help me invest into the content and invest into the channel. There's a lot of things I'd like to do. I would like to get some other equipment, but until, you know, I just don't have the funds. So trying to build 2 drift cars and maintain all the vehicles, I'm spent at the moment. But yeah, so cop a sticker if you want to support the channel and invest into the content, which I really appreciate if you do. If not, please hit that like button, smash it down a bunch of times, help the video go up so that I can get some more exposure. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I will catch you on the next one, where we will hopefully be modifying the subframe, maybe painting the wheel wells, maybe undercoating the wheel wells. I don't know. Who knows? What else could happen? Who knows? It's all up in the air. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's part of the reason why you gotta come back and check it out. See you later. Bye.